Well, good morning, everybody. Travels with Dottie here. And yes, I'm home. I'm back in Artesia, and I'm on my way into town to pick up some prescriptions at Walmart, go to the country market, do some grocery shopping, stopping at Brown's Pharmacy to drop off a UPS return from Amazon. So, yeah, it's Brown's Pharmacy in town. It's their authorized UPS place. So, you know. This is my first full day back. It is Monday, the 15th of September 2025, and I am home. It was quite the day yesterday after that drive, getting settled. It was 90 degrees, and I'm not used to that heat because I was all summer in 70 degrees. It was tough. And I did have a little bit of a problem. I have a big metal box on the tongue of my trailer, and it contains most of my batteries, and somehow that violently shifted, and I can't figure out how, but at any rate, one of the effects was my sway bars are kept in through a little cotter pin, and that shift had jammed the cotter pin, so I could not get the cotter pin on, so I literally could not unhook my truck. So a good friend came over with a hacksaw and helped me out with cutting that cotter pin off so I could unhook the trailer. And you know, I constantly underestimate the number of things that I have to do to set up camp. And let me tell you, my friends, I was exhausted by the end of the day. And I still have things I need to do, but the vast majority are pretty much done. Ooh, I just realized I can do. There's a bill I need to pay in town for and I can do that easily. Where was I? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're just doing a few errands today. Then over the next couple of days, we'll do a few finishing touches to setting up the homestead location. On the news, I am going to New York City. Yeah, no, I didn't win the lottery. But in October, I'm going to go to New York City for 2 nights. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, and a niece. And my niece is she lives in England, and she's a very talented artist, and she's having an opening or a show there in New York. So we're all meeting there to celebrate that with her. And I struggled for a little bit because of, what am I going to do with Dottie? And I have friends that are nearby, but turns out they're going to be gone that weekend. And I just happened to meet someone that lives close by and hung out with them and their dog and got along with them, and they offered to take care of Dottie for me. So I'm going to get to go. It's pretty interesting, Artesia's not close to any big area, but it's like an hour and 20 minutes away from a little town called Hobbs, which has an airport, and it turns out they're pretty good prices. So I haven't booked yet, but I'll probably do that later today. So just the middle of October, 2 nights, 3 days in New York. That's a lot of flying, right? But I get to see my brothers and my sisters, and I get to see good old Manhattan. And I think the hotel we're staying at's on Lexington Avenue, in Manhattan. Oh, I had a comment today. It was a little disturbing. I released a video where people will often ask me, is there an inexpensive or free place that I can camp near Eagle Nest? And the trouble with Eagle Nest, there's no public land around the village. It's all private. But I did discover on National Forest land about 12 miles away on the other side of Angel Fire, I found a National Forest road and a place where you can camp for 14 days for free. So I did a video on that. Somebody got angry about it and said, you should not be putting this on YouTube. You can tell your friends, but it's inappropriate to put it on YouTube because people will come in and exploit it. And they were really angry. And I'm like, I took great exception to that. I think that our lands, National Forest, BLM lands, public lands, everyone has a right to know where they are, what the story is, and it is no one's business to decide who gets to know and who gets to go and who doesn't get to go. I responded to it, and I said that, and I said this comment's just not welcome here. We'll see what they have to say after that. Probably, when people start out with sort of an angry comment and you respond to it, they'll come back with another more angry, more personal, uglier comment. You can pretty much count on it. But we'll see. But, part of my mission is to show people things and places they can go that I find amazing. And I want to share it with all of you. And I won't be scolded for doing so. So that's that. Dottie's with me. I can't really, I don't know, can I turn the... There she is, sleeping. All right, George report from the trip. So the whole George report is I sedated him nice and early, didn't feed him in the morning, and I put him in this little hidey hole underneath Dottie's bed there in sort of the floorboards of the passenger seat. And unusually, within the first hour, George crawled out from under there, and when George is not feeling well, George will crawl out and park right behind my calves. And George did that and kind of heaved and threw up just a little bit on one of my shoes, which I'm okay with. And it lasted a minute or two, and he went back underneath, and I didn't hear another peep for the whole rest of the trip. And when we arrived, he was in pretty good spirits, and he really adjusted very quickly. So quickly, even though it's been 3 months since we've been here. I've got the trailer next to the house. And this morning, I took Dottie over to the house, and George just on his own jumped out of the trailer and walked over and walked into the house. And so he's doing really well. And yes, my neighbor will be watching out for George as well. I'll be gone a Thursday night and a Friday night, and I'll be back late Saturday. So they'll be watching my Dottie dog and George for 2 nights. And the flights that I'm looking at that I haven't booked were out of Hobbs, 1 stop and a brief stop. So like 6 hours. That's not bad. And I'm going to, it looks like if I look at the ones that I'm interested in would be into Newark Airport. So I'll have to research the efficient and thrifty ways to get from Newark Airport into Manhattan. I also have to do laundry this afternoon. So what did I say? I'm going to stop and do the UPS thing and then go to Walmart, pick up my prescriptions, and then I'm going to go to Country Market and buy some groceries. I'm thinking of wanting a new desk, a bigger desk than I have. My desk essentially in the house is a folding Walmart table, like 48 inches wide. and I think I need a little bit more room. I am getting delivery of a big monitor for my new Mac today, and we'll see how that does on the little one. But I think I need a bigger one. But I don't want something, inexpensive, cheap like Amazon. It just makes me nervous when they're selling computer desks that raise and lower with motors, and it's $119. How long is that really going to last? Ideally, what I would like is a blonde wood, just table the dimensions of a desk. Instead of 48 inches wide, I'd like 72. But I don't know where I'm going to get something like that for a reasonable amount. Now, I may stop by the thrift store and see if they have anything. Sometimes they have furniture. We'll see. We'll see if I have time to do that. What else is going on? I can't think of anything at the moment, but I've only been talking to you for 11 minutes. When you do so many long videos, it's hard to do a short one. But I think probably maybe many people like the shorter ones. I don't know. Well, we're definitely in town already. Let's see if I see anything new since 3 months ago, or something I maybe haven't noticed before. Everything looks pretty normal. It's the way I remember it. And we're in oil country. I like that. I don't know why I like it. I just do. Oil fields and the oil business. I kind of like it. I'm the Billy Bob Thornton series, Landman. Oh, I thought it was great. There's another season coming out, I think, in November. I'm looking forward to that. But it's all about the oil business in the Permian Basin, which most people go, oh yeah, that's in Texas. But what you may not know, there's a little corner of the Permian basin, right here in Artesia. This is part of the Permian Basin, and there's lots of oil wells and there's some refineries, and I think it's pretty cool. I like it. So I traveled to Dottie here. I'm in Artesia running errands, and I decided to not look at my map and try to make my way over on my own with my own instincts to where the Walmart is. And I thought, why don't I just, record it, show you, there's little residential parts of Artesia. And yeah, it's affordable to live here. It really is. And people, to get your pulse on the vibe of a town, find the most active Facebook page for the town, and you will get a sense of what's going on and how people feel about living here. And certainly the Artesia one, people are pretty enthusiastic about their experience living here. So I'm trying to use my gut to get me where I need to go. I got a bill from my propane company, and so I just went to the post office and got the bill. And so I went by their office and paid for it. And I was struggling with, how big is that tank that they have out there? And I asked, it's 120 gallons of propane. It's a lot. That's a lot. So when all my 20 pounders are filled, which they will be, and they'll be put in my storage shed, I'll have 220 gallons of propane available to me. Why do I care about that? How much propane do I use? Not much at all. Not much at all. However, I have a Harbor Freight Predator 5000 dual fuel generator that I can just plug it in to the propane, and I can run that off that propane for a long time. So if we ever have like the grid goes down for a long time, I'm very confident that I can keep my stuff going. So I kind of like that idea. Now, I did find the main drag here, so it wasn't that much of a mystery. But the places I'd like to go here, of course, Taco Bell, Kentucky Fried Chicken, there's an O'Reilly's Auto Parts, a Sonic, a Burger King. These are all pretty cool, pretty good places I like. You know, I don't go to fast food a lot, but every once in a while, I like it. And I'm going to come back here, but on the left here, up here, I don't know if you can see the sign, it says Country Market. That's where I would like to do my grocery shopping, not Walmart. But I have to go to Walmart to get my prescriptions. So that's where we are headed now. And there it is, it's called Fenn's Country Market. So I'll be stopping there on my way home today. Now, it does get a little tricky. Sometimes to find the Walmart here, to find the right road to turn down. I failed more than once. So we're going to put it in the cheat in the DPS. It's a half a mile away, but I've screwed up before. So I don't want to screw up. It's just a little half a mile up here, you make a right. And I need to mark this intersection in my brain. We're passing the Best Western, and there's the Lucky Duck Grill is a great breakfast place. And I go there at least once a week with friends on Thursday mornings. So I'll mark it in my brain, burn it in, make a left at the Popeyes. How's that? At Popeye the Sailor Man. So if I make a right at Popeyes, so current gas prices here in Artesia, $2.79.9, a little bit less than Eagle Nest. Eagle Nest, I think I was at $2.85. But since I'm not pulling around my trailer, and there's I'm an AT&T guy, and there's a big AT&T store right here on the right near the Walmart. I haven't needed to go there. I did order the iPhone 17 Pro Max with a terabyte of memory, and I will let you know how that goes. That should be delivered Friday. Now the Walmart is $2.85.9 a gallon, a little bit more. But I think with my membership, my Walmart membership, I think I get a discount, like 10 cents. I think. I'm not positive. And here is the Artesia Walmart Supercenter. And we will leave Dottie in the car with the engine and the AC running. Right, Dottie? And we will be right back, and I'll let you know how I did. Okay, so that was Walmart. I'm pretty happy with my Plan D medication supplement plan from United Healthcare. It does cost me $89 a month, which is just over $1,000 a year. But think about this. 2 of the medications I have are about $15, the copay. But I do have one that is, the copay is $46, but the retail price, the walk-in off the street price without insurance is $1,200 per month. And I paid that $46 and the $15 for the other medication in January, February, March, April, May, June, and July. Starting in August and September and this September, I paid nothing, zero. I don't pay anything. I walked in and got a $15 refill and a $1,200 medication for zero. So I'm essentially paying little less than $1,500 in copays and in premiums, $1,600 for definitely close to 14,000. Well, if it's $1,200 for 10 months, it'd be 12,000 plus 2,400 for the last 2 months, would be a little over $14,000 I would be paying if I were paying for this medication out of pocket. So I'm pretty happy at that. It's a great medication. It's called Monjaro, and it's allowed me to do two major things. One is keep my weight off, keep the appetite down, and my A1C is what I'm thinking. It was super close to normal range, and I bet now it's normal. But we'll find out in December. I have a doctor's appointment where we're going to look at all that. And there's slowly now pretty well established cardiovascular benefits to this GLP-1 medication. Now, before I got a Medicare, I will tell you there was the opportunity for about $300 a month to get sort of the generic form of this, and it worked okay, but it doesn't work as well as the real stuff. I don't have any side effects. I have 0 side effects. A lot of people do. I guess I can count myself among the lucky, but 0 side effects. It's a simple, self-administered, injectable in your thigh once a week. And I would say it's painless, because there are times like I heard the thing click. Did I get the medication? Did it go in? Because I don't feel anything. So here we are. I'm at Country Market, and I'm going to go in there, and I have a shopping list I'm going to go take care of, and I'll be right back. Got my groceries and got my sushi, and eat a couple pieces on the way home. I realized I forgot to say something on the video, my travel day video to Artesia after I got gas. I forgot to mention something that happened when I walked into it was in an Allsups, and I went into the convenience store. And as I walked in, they're playing the radio in the background, and I'm hearing the song, hey, 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 living like we're renegades, renegades. Snappy tune. But what's special about it is those are my nephews. Sam and Casey are the principal performers in the band, the Ex-Ambassadors, and their hit song was called Renegades. And trust me, I didn't do it any kind of justice there. But they're very successful. They've been making a good living for years, over a decade, well over a decade, probably 15 years, touring and doing albums, and I'm really proud of them. But it was great to walk into a store and hear my nephew's song playing on the radio. That was something. So we finished the errand day. I've got some editing to do because I ended it a little too soon, so I'll have to cut the editing out in the middle and put it at the end. I did go to the secondhand store, and they did have 2 or 3 desks, and they had one that was a little tempting. It was $50, and it was an old-timer desk. It was really kind of interesting, but it looked really heavy, and I'm like, I just don't know. Let's just wait, see what how the monitor that's going to be delivered today, how that's going to look and everything, and sit on the existing inexpensive desk. And if I can get away with not getting a new desk, heck, I'm going to do that. We're passing, there's an Ashley Furniture and Lazy Boy store here. And when I first moved here and I wanted a nice couch, for the house, I went by here, and it's like, the prices, these are ridiculous, over $1,000, blah, blah, blah. And I went looking elsewhere, and I ended up coming back going, this isn't such a bad deal. And it was about $1,000 for this really comfortable couch that I have now, that on either end, unless you're really looking, you can't tell either end, both ends are recliners, but there's 2 ends in a middle, so it's a full-size couch. I can sleep on it easily, either in one of the recliners or just laying on the couch. There's plenty of room. So I may choose to sleep there 1 or 2 nights, who knows, instead of in the RV. We'll see how things go. But I'm going to show you the downtown area. Hang on. I wanted to show you switch it and show you the downtown here. And when I said hang on, you might have noticed I started singing that. Because that's another one of the ex-ambassador songs called Unsteady. Hang on to me. I'm a little unsteady, a little unsteady. Unsteady. Another great song they did. But I didn't hear that on the radio today. I'm a little unsteady. So for my trip to New York, I decided to, so why don't I, instead of just doing all this online, why don't I talk to a travel agent? These people have these jobs and do this for a reason. They're able to find deals and give you information you otherwise may not have. So so what I did is what I do in every one of my towns. I went to the Facebook Artesia and I said, can anyone recommend a travel agent in Artesia? And within 5 minutes, 3 or 4 people came up with exactly the same name. That tells you something right there. It just boom, 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 different people, same name. So we talked on the phone, and she's going to take care of me, and I already have hotel and everything, so she's going to get very little for booking my flights. So I said, I'll tell you, and the only reason I know that is because I asked her, I said, so like, are you going to make much money off me on the commissions? She said, well, to be honest, the commissions aren't very good just on booking flights. And she may book ground transportation for me as well. So what's my point? Oh, my point is, I said, you know what? You're being very nice to me. I'm sure this will work out. You've got all these recommendations. And I told her about my YouTube channel, and I said, I love promoting local businesses. So take a look at my stuff. And if you like it, I'll meet with you and do an interview and have a great promo video for you. And so hopefully I'll be able to do that for her. I might be actually flying out of Roswell. That could happen, because they have American Airlines flies out of Roswell, And it turns out I checked and I have like 100,000 frequent flyer points on Americans, so she might be able to leverage those and get me a deal. She's going to let me know later. I'll let you know what I come up with. But it's just going to be 2 nights in New York. Neighbor's going to take care of Dottie. So it'll be, I think it's the 16th and night of the 16th and the 17th. I believe the 18th of October is a Saturday. And I will return that morning. So what do you think? So I'll lose a little bit of income that week because I think I'm going to have to cancel many of, I think I'll have to cancel all my appointments, counseling appointments for that week. All right, we're almost home. I'll turn this around again. So I don't know whether I'm going to use this closing or the one before where it was premature. In case I use this one, I'll do it. I'll say thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed tagging along with me on errands. And next time I'll take you through. I've got a couple of videos where I went through Finn's Country Market. I'll do it again. I'll go through Walmart again, and we got all kinds of time. We're here until I'm going to leave on November 28th for courtside. So we got lots of time together in the Artesia, Roswell, and I might even make it over to Carlsbad. Might even go to Carlsbad Caverns. What do you think of that? Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.